What is going on, guys? Fraser here. Today's video is going to be about the exact diet that I have used to get shredded. Now, nutrition plays such a massive role in developing an impressive physique. Not to mention, guys, fat loss is going to come down to pretty much 100% what you put in your body. So without further ado, guys, today's video, I want to show you exactly what I would put into my mouth, right? Full day eating. That came out a little wrong. But anyway, any bit of food that I'm gonna eat and go into my belly and digest, that is what I'm gonna take you through today to get shredded, guys. So if you are interested in learning about what kind of diet you guys should be incorporating, some food ideas or whatnot to help you drop the fat, be sure to watch to the end. And without further ado, guys, we're gonna jump straight into meal number one. Alright, what is going on, guys? Meal one ready and served. As you can see, it's quite a high amount of food, right? This full plate full of goodies, and basically that's how you want to cut down. So what I've got here is 1 cup of egg whites with 3 whole eggs. Yes, 3 whole eggs. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Then I've also got some tomatoes, asparagus, and onion in there to add a little bit more volume. Then last but not least, 150 grams of chicken breast. Now you're probably noticing that there's no carbohydrates in this meal. And the reason for that is because it is my refeed day. I like to save my carbs for later on. So alongside this meal, I'm also gonna have a vitamin D tablet and 2 fish oil tablets. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the worst deficiencies you could experience. So make sure that if you are in winter or you're just somewhere where you're not outside that much, be sure to get in a vitamin D. I guarantee you guys it's cost effective and it will change the game. That is meal number one. Chicken, eggs, egg whites, and veg. So good. And make sure, guys, you actually season, okay? And if you are after the full recipe of the chicken, I will link it in the description as I've done a full in-depth detailed one. All right, guys, before we continue on with the rest of the video, I just want to give you a little bit of a rundown of what my day of eating is going to look like today. So for macros, my macros are going to be 400 grams of carbohydrates, 170 grams of protein, and then 60 grams of fat. So this is my refeed macros. I'm not dieting on 400 grams of carbs. I wish I was, but I'm not. Today's a refeed, which essentially is just an influx of carbohydrates, which I'll get into a little bit later on. So for this meal number one, I've knocked out a decent amount of my fat as I'm saving carbs for later, and I won't have that much fat then. So for meal one macros, they're right here. And with that, guys, I'm gonna eat my meal number one, go to the gym, train a little bit of arms, which I'll show you a little bit of, and then continue on with the rest of the full day of eating. Alright, guys, so that is going to be the wrap up of the workout. However, not going to show you anything of it because we're going to keep this strictly business, strictly nutritional. So with that, I am super duper hungry. Going to go home, show you meal number two. 150 grams of rice bubbles. Yes, we call them rice bubbles here in Australia. I know for the majority of you watching, you're from the States and you call it Rice Krispies, rice bubbles. It kind of makes more sense, doesn't it? It kind of looks more like a bubble. What even is a crispy? But anyway, guys, so 150 grams of Rice Krispies. Now I know what you're thinking, where's the damn protein? Here's the damn protein, 1UP Nutrition. I'm gonna have the banana caramel twist, which is a flavor I only just recently tried and is quickly becoming my new favorite flavor. I'm sorry, chopped peanut butter, but you're just not cutting it anymore. So what I do, guys, is I add 1 scoop of this to 1 cup of this to make the most delicious protein milk. So this is almond milk, unsweetened, so there's no added sugar. The unsweetened kind is perfect, and then when you add this to it, it makes it taste amazing. Then, guys, obviously all you need to do is pour it on here, and it's a pretty damn good treat. Oh, and that is that, guys. Too good, too good. This here, I don't know if you guys have ever had a banana paddle pop, or if you even know what that is. Maybe it's an Australian thing. Banana paddle pops, that is exactly what this tastes like. It is so phenomenally good. Rice Krispies is my favorite cereal of all time. I know it's a bit bland, but I'm more of a volume eater, so it's really good for volume. It's not very dense in calories, so you can have a lot of it. But I am curious, guys, when I start bulking, I'm interested in doing either like some sort of cereal challenge because I'm a cereal addict. Either that or I'm just gonna try out new cereals. So basically, comment down below any insane cereals that you have or your favorite cereal, because I know in the States you guys have so so much more variety of cereals. Like literally, when we go to the cereal aisle, we have the most healthy, ridiculously bland cereals. Like you'll have Fruit Loops, Cocoa Pops. That's it. You don't have any Captain Crunch. You don't have any Chips Ahoy or whatever. You don't have any of that stuff. We're a relatively healthy bunch over here in Australia. So I'm curious, guys, if you have any crazy cereals that you think I should try, do a cereal challenge with, let me know in the comments. I greatly appreciate it because honestly, guys, I've seen some pretty crazy ones. I was in a lolly store and they sell American cereals. And one of the cereals, I kid you not, was just choc chip cookies. Literally a bunch of mini-sized choc chip cookies. So you just put them in a bowl, put milk on them, and eat them like cereal. That is absolutely wicked. So yeah, I would greatly appreciate it if you let me know in the comments any cool cereals that you think I should try. So I'm gonna go eat that and then I'm gonna take you through refeeds, guys, considering today is my refeed. Yo, all right, what is going on, guys? So I'm gonna be taking you through a little bit of what a refeed is. So for those of you who are unaware of what a refeed is, essentially it's going to occur when you are dieting. Being in a caloric deficit over a long period of time, what we wanna do is incorporate a refeed, which simply put is just an influx of calories that is generally going to come from carbohydrates. First and foremost, guys, refeeds are an incredibly useful tool that you definitely should be utilizing when you're on a diet. They can be mentally beneficial as well as physically beneficial, and that is what I'm gonna get into right now. Essentially, guys, how to do it is you want to increase your calories back to a maintenance level or just a little bit above maintenance. So about 100 calories within your maintenance level. Now, the biological reasons that we want to do this comes down to a hormone called leptin. Now, leptin essentially is the hunger hormone, as it actually does have the ability to increase and blunt appetite. So over a cut, guys, you're going to essentially be depleting that leptin level to a point where you just become ecstatically hungry all the time. That is leptin at work. So having that refeed is going to increase that leptin level back up. Now, not only is leptin a powerful appetite suppressant, but it also encourages the use of fat for fuel, which essentially, guys, is the priority of a cut. So you can kind of understand how essential leptin levels are. Now, leptin levels will decrease due to a prolonged period of being in a caloric deficit. So always having that little bit of a spike in calories is going to help boost back those leptin levels. Now, ideally, guys, you want to be increasing your carbohydrates. As I mentioned before, this is a high carbohydrate day. And the reason is because studies have shown that higher carbohydrates, right, an abundance of carbohydrates coming in, is what is really going to get those leptin levels going up. If you inadvertently increase your fats or your proteins, it does not have the same kind of benefit. So biologically speaking, that is how refeeds work. Now, one more thing that comes into play biologically is the idea of muscle glycogen. So when you are in a low carbohydrate phase, if you are trying to diet, you will really start to deplete all your glycogen. And the glycogen is what is going to give you that exertion when you're working out. It's what's going to give you those really, really gnarly pumps, and we all understand how important they are. So when you are depleted of glycogen, it can be hard to work out. So a refeed is going to help replenish those glycogen stores, and as such, guys, you're going to be able to ride that wave back until you have another refeed day. Now, from a biological and physiological perspective, that is exactly why we want to incorporate refeeds. They're very beneficial. Now, there is also a psychological factor that comes into play. It's very mentally beneficial. Typically, guys, when you have a high influx of calories, you're just going to be a happier person in general. Basically, the day after, not only are you going to feel more energetic, more mentally happy, all those things are going to equate to a good cocktail of you actually expending more calories. When you're in a better state of mind, you're more likely to not only go to the gym, but give a better, more exertion towards your workouts. The final thing that this can help with is long-term diet compliance. Where a lot of people screw up on fat loss is binging. Okay, they'll do an extreme amount of restriction followed by a big binge. And this can be a bit of a problem, as I'm sure you can imagine. So having that set refeed day or a high carb day or a cheat meal somewhere within your week gives you something to look forward to. It means that you're not always stressing about eating such a restrictive diet because you've got that thing on Sunday, you've got that thing on Friday that you're gonna have a big amount of calories coming in, and it's going to be mentally and physiologically beneficial. Guys, refeeds are incredibly important. I would recommend doing them. If you need more information about them, comment down below and I'll hit you up there. So we're gonna get meal number 3 going. Right, it is getting super duper dark here recently, real early, but guys, meal number 3 coming up, and it is going to be oats, 100 grams with 150 grams of blueberries in there with some cinnamon. Then alongside that, I'm also gonna have some rice cakes, which have some cinnamon on top. So as you can see, this one is predominantly carbohydrates because as I mentioned before, leptin levels respond more so to carbohydrates. So to allow more of them to come in, I reduce the protein intake. However, I'm still getting protein from the oats as well as the rice cakes. So all up, this is about 20 grams of protein. So for you vegans out there that are struggling to get in your protein, understand this stuff has protein as well. So that is meal number 3, guys. The macros are right there. Bing, bada, boom. Now, I don't have too many meals, guys. I have about 4, 5 maximum. 5 is a lot. 5 is a stretch. I'll usually go with 4. Now, the reason for that is I do intermittent fast, and me personally, I'm a volume eater. I prefer to eat higher amounts of food rather than have meals more frequently. That's just me. You guys should do what suits you best. So with that, guys, meal number 3 is gonna go down. I'm gonna catch you at meal number 4. Right, guys, so for meal 4, what we're gonna do is go out, and this place, unfortunately, you can't necessarily track the macros 100%, so we're just gonna guesstimate. So right now I've got about 150 grams of carbs left, about 30 protein, and about 15 or so fat. So we're gonna guesstimate that pretty much. I'm just gonna have to get in an absolute F-load of carbs, and that is gonna be the plan. So I'll show you what we pick up. Oh, all right. That is not my meal, but it looks pretty damn good. Tiny C, by the way, how you doing?
It's a lentil
Beauty.
burger.
You might recognize her as the person who had blonde hair. She now has brunette hair, which is very brunette. And then, so this is what we're gonna share. We're gonna share some sweet potato wedges. Then I've also got a big meal, because I'm a very big volume eater, guys. I like to eat a large amount of food, not really calorie dense food. So that's coming out right now. I'm gonna show you 3, 2, 1, up. Oh, all right. So what we got here is fish, brown rice under there, some shrimp, some veggies, which is very, very good, very, very important for when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to get shredded. This is how you should be eating high voluminous foods. That's the way to go about it. So this here is going to equate to around 100 grams of carbs, and then the protein is going to finish it off for the day. The fats are probably also going to be gone. So maybe I'll have something else carby. We'll have to see. So anyway, guys, that is going to be the wrap up. Meal 4. Gonna eat this and I'll catch you afterwards. Right, guys, so that is gonna be the wrap up of the full day of eating to get shredded. So for the wrap up, my macros again, calories, etc. is right there. Bingo, bango, bongo. So yeah, pretty much, guys, take from that and try to apply that in your own diet. And if you have any questions in regards to what I would eat, or if you want to see some videos in regards to shred training, then make sure to drop a comment down below. And if you did enjoy this video, do like and subscribe, because I guarantee you will not regret hitting that button. The content coming, you're gonna love. And with that, guys, I'm just gonna wrap the video up here. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I enjoyed making it. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.